Hey folks, we're back for Sports Talk Plus video show. What is this? Like your peace sign? He's
Plus.
Ed Young.
This is plus.
The coach.
The cut. I will cut you.
Let's retake. No, he's the coach, Ed Young. I'm Matt Hatfield, trying to learn how to speak English here on this 16th day of September when we talk to you. It is a Saturday, college football in full swing. We got NFL week number 2. We're going to start with college football, though, Ed, as you are beating me so bad that I don't even want to show my face out in public right now in college football picks. We're tied in the NFL. I have the edge against the spread by a good margin. Ohio State, Oklahoma last week. Local guy Jalen Holmes getting a lot of love nationally and rightfully so in that Rushman package for Ohio State. But J.T. Barrett, the quarterback, what went wrong? I mean, the passing game was inept, and Urban Meyer and the crew, I don't think they're going to make the Final Four unless they run a table here and do so impressively.
Some people have to lose. They have to keep winning. And I picked Ohio State, and I also said sleeper candidate for Heisman.
Baker Mayfield, you did say. You're not really a sleeper, but...
No, you took Mayfield.
No, I didn't take Mayfield.
I said Barrett. I screwed that up.
You did.
He had a horrible game. I'm going to make a trade.
I don't want Barrett.
I'm trading Barrett for Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield's in that conversation now, and Lincoln Riley, the Oklahoma new coach, the young
nice win for him.
He got himself going. I still think Oklahoma State is better. We will see when we get there. I know the Sooners feel like their defense can be the difference in that game, and it might. But you got to be able to stop that passing attack with the Cowboys, and that could be a little tricky there when they meet with the old Oklahoma OSU rivalry. Notre Dame, Georgia. What in the world went wrong? I'm watching that game. I think Notre Dame's going to pull it out. You got a freshman on the road in South Bend. And then Brian Kelly, I can't believe he gets in a press conference and he just chastises his poor little reporter. I mean, not really chastise her, but he basically just short with her and he says, we didn't lose by one position, we lost by 1 point. Get it right. When she asks what's different about this year and last year. What is different? Are the Irish still going to be mediocre at best?
I can't. That's my team.
I know it is, but
I can't deal with mediocrity. Come on.
They should have won that game against Georgia.
No, I picked Georgia.
They had every chance to win that game, and they didn't do it.
Yeah, that's
shame.
Yeah, you can't. You got at home. You got to come. You got to pull those out.
Shame.
You got to pull them out.
And they left points on the field in the second and third quarters, and that was the key when they got to the fourth quarter and they couldn't pull it out. They had opportunities and they didn't take advantage of them. Clemson, Auburn. I took Auburn. You had Clemson. Clemson's offense isn't as high-powered and explosive now because Deshaun Watson's playing quarterback for the Texans, who got themselves a nice win over the Bengals. We'll get to that in the NFL in a little bit. But that Clemson defense looks for real. Remember their pass rush with Cleveland Farrell, the D lineman out of Benedictine Richmond, was a factor in that championship game against Alabama last year. But their defensive front now, they get like 10, 11 sacks on Auburn. They got some grown men up there, and they'll be getting a guy soon from Cox High School, and Jordan Williams. He's only a freshman now. He's going to be part of that pass rush in years to come.
They're quick on the outside, and they're powerful on the inside on that pass rush. That's going to cause havoc for any squad they play. Speaking
of Clemson, they take on Louisville tonight. You're telling me, Kirk Herbstreit and all the folks out there, the college experts are saying this is the game. Louisville could win it. Lamar Jackson, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, got a chance to repeat this year. You're telling me this is not going to be a game. Clemson's going to roll, and maybe you're onto something because Louisville had a hard time with UNC for about 3 quarters, and they finally pulled ahead because of Jackson's heroics, his ability to make plays when they aren't there. You say not happening against this Clemson defense.
I think they harassed Mr. Jackson all night long. I look at 3-touchdown win for Clemson.
Ooh, 3. On the road.
On the road, 3-touchdown
in win. Louisville, with the horses and Patino and everybody there. All the.
You know, if Rick's there, a lot of times he's in a restaurant.
He was there. He
might be in a restaurant. You never know. He hangs there a lot.
You didn't go there, did you? You just went.
I've never been to that restaurant, but I wouldn't mind going.
You guys are good buddies, I heard.
Yeah, I heard you're good buddies. Me and Rick are paisanos.
I can't believe he went there.
Paisanos.
Well,
he got a white suit. I got a white suit.
That's true, and it's the same one that he's got, by the way, folks. If you ever seen it on senior night. Anyways, I got Clemson close, though. I think it could be a little bit lower scoring than last year's bang-bang shootout with Watson and Jackson going down the field left and right. I think Clemson will pull this out at the end. They might be trailing, though, second, third quarter. This could be a hard game. Remember now, Louisville's first spotlight opportunity last year against Florida State, they steamrolled an injured Knowles team. The injuries aren't there for Clemson, but this is a chance where Lamar Jackson can show he's better than last year, and this team is better as a whole. We'll see if they are against the Clemson team. Doesn't have some inexperience at some key spots both sides of the ball more so on the offense than the defense. Speaking of the defense, it is better in our neck of the woods in the 7-5-7 at Old Dominion. Bobby Waters got a defense that's been playing really well. Tops in the nation right now in sacks. And the leading tackler is a guy you know in Marvin Branch. You coached him in basketball. He's a former walk-on linebacker who's now on scholarship. They got a former walk-on quarterback in Blake LaRussa, the Bishop Sullivan product by way of Grassfield for them. So they got 2 former walk-ons helping lead their offense and their defense as UNC comes to town. And the last time UNC played ODU, when the Monarchs went to town to Chapel Hill, it was ugly 80-20.
I think it was in the rain, and I think the game got stopped a couple minutes ago.
I don't think it was raining, but it was raining on the ODU parade.
They stopped the game, I think, because Old Dominion ran out of players.
Yeah, and it was going to be triple digits.
Because of injuries, yeah.
It was going to be triple digits.
Yeah,
Coach Water requested that.
I don't think you'll see anything like that today. No.
There are some injuries. Ray Lowry don't look like he's going to play. Wide receiver Jonathan Dewhart don't look like he's going to play. Tight end's going to be out. I think ODU will hang in there for a couple quarters, but third quarter's when the dam breaks, and I think UNC's offense, which with Surratt's going to get going. And I know that there's not the same offense for UNC as a year ago with Mitch Trubisky and Hood and Logan and those guys, but I feel like the UNC defense, which has been much maligned, will step up better against an ODU offense that's still kind of finding its way right now.
You just hope that North Carolina doesn't come in with, like, a pushover game because they have Duke, I think, next week, and they get right into ACC play.
They take them seriously.
Yeah, if they don't take them serious, because Old Dominion will be ready. They're going to be fired up.
Yeah, they will be fired up, and we'll see about that. Looking at some other games of note, Ed, Florida-Tennessee, you say is the game of the week. SEC showdown. Can Tennessee beat the Gators? You think this is going to be high scoring? I think it's more on the low scoring side of things.
I think high scoring, and I like the Gators.
You do?
The Gators to get their fill.
Tennessee showed me a little bit of resiliency. I'm going to take it without going in depth breakdown. When they came back against Georgia Tech on a Monday night, they kept battling in that game. And I don't know that Florida has that fight in them. Now, you say rivalry in that swamp, they're going to be into it.
Right.
But against Michigan in the second half, they just got out of that game. Callaway, I think, is going to be out for Florida. I just don't see Florida pulling away. And I think Tennessee in the second half, they did it last year when they had Josh Dobbs at quarterback. They had some comebacks in them. I think Tennessee, you better bury them if you get the chance. I see the Vols pulling it out late, like on a field goal, something like 26-23 or 20-17. I see them pulling it out at the end.
Sticking with Florida, though I do think it'll be a very close game.
Before we move to the NFL, we each have an upset special for you that's not in our picks on MatthewHatfield.com on Hatfield Sports. I'm going to
take these picks to the bank.
Yes.
Now, I don't know what kind of bank. Could be blood bank. Could be plasma bank.
You'll be rolling in the dough like the folks that
pizza
work
dough.
at
Well, we can't.
shops.
I almost said the donut. We're looking for sponsors.
Oh, yeah, we are.
We need sponsors for this. We get sponsors. We'll mention your name all show long.
You want to go first? What's your upset special?
I like
SEC school.
I like Vanderbilt with the youngster from Smithfield High, Chris Pierce, to knock off a good Kansas State team.
Kyle Shermer, quarterback, 83% completions just a week ago, school record. And 26-14, the last time they met back in 1984, won by Vandy. Coach Derek Mason, you got the SEC school staying undefeated before next week's showdown with Alabama, which they're not going to pull that upset, folks.
No, that's why. Get this one, because you ain't getting it next week.
All right. I'm going to give you, when you're struggling, you go back to your roots. You go back to what works for you. You know that as the coach. When you're mired in a losing streak, you got to go back to what,
You can't.
It's the mojo going. And for me, my picks are bad right now. So I'm going to go back to a familiar face that did it for me, and I'm talking about the Aztecs of SDSU, San Diego State.
I cannot believe it.
Against his Stanford Cardinal, who he had making the Final Four in the college football playoff.
And they're out already.
Their defense got run over, roughshod by USC. Rashad Penny, San Diego State, he's the new Donnell Pumphrey. He was his backup. Now he's the man at the controls of that running game for SDSU. He is going to get it done. Leads the nation in rushing yards per game and all-purpose yards per game. Third in touchdowns scored. Rashad Penny will come up huge. Late game, West Coast, Pac-12. Take them down. They just beat Arizona State. San Diego State will get the W over Stanford and expose some more flaws in that Cardinal arsenal.
The pageantry of it all.
Yeah, it's college football. And Keith Jackson will be sitting at home going, "Whoa, Nelly!"
As he well should.
You will be going, "Whoa, Nelly," but listening to Nelly is what you'll be doing.
Yes.
Something different.
I like Nelly.
NFL week number 2, we saw the Bengals play like the Bungles and lose to the Texans in a game that had 1 touchdown and not much else in it.
Right.
We move along to some games of note this week, Ed. Quick hitters. Browns, Ravens. Ravens will win, but I'm going to tell you what, the Browns played well against Pittsburgh, and this is a game that if you told me Cleveland pulls it out 20-19 on Sunday afternoon, it's not going to shock me because NFL, you get wacky results like this. Can they stop Jeremy Maclin from having a big day, catching it from Joe Flacco?
If Pittsburgh didn't have so many doggone turnovers last week, they would have crushed Cleveland. Baltimore beats them by 21.
Bills at Panthers. Panthers look good in beating the Niners. Of course, the Niners aren't your Joe Montana Niners anymore. No. Tyrod Taylor and company try to get one on the road against Cam Newton. Tyrod Taylor is a slender, miniature version of Cam. Cam just a little bit better than Tyrod. They're at home. They got the running game with Jonathan Stewart, Christian McCaffrey, Luke Kuechly, middle of that defense at linebacker with Thomas Davis. I like the Panthers in that game. The Bills get the win, though. It gives them a chance to say, we could finally break that playoff streak of not making it, get to 2-0. It would do them a lot of good. Cardinals at Colts. As a Cardinals fan, David Johnson is out. I will even tell you, why would you watch this game? Because no Luck, no Johnson. I mean, Fitzgerald's there, but there's not much else to watch.
I picked Arizona last week against Detroit. Started out like maybe and then zonked. I'm picking Arizona again today, and I will not watch it.
Bruce Arians, you got to make a quarterback change. I love you, BA, but Carson Palmer, he's seen his better days. I mean, either bring Kurt Warner back at 48, get Blaine Gabbert, Drew Stanton, get Ed Young in there. Get somebody in there.
Playing.
I don't care.
I'm not playing.
Can't go on like this. This is depressing to watch. Titans at the Jaguars. How about Jacksonville's pass rush last week against Houston? Calais Campbell, the ex-Cardinal, who they should have kept, by the way.
Yes.
4 sacks. I mean, they were all over the place. And my man, Yannick Ngakoue, had a couple sacks. I think I pronounced that right. Hopefully I didn't butcher it.
Sounds like someone you fall on your butt.
Well, I think Tennessee could maybe fall on its butt here on the road. You know, they had trouble with Oakland last week. This is going to go down to a field goal late, and I could see either team pulling it out.
Tennessee.
Romp. No way.
21.
Not happening. I'll take, if you're giving me plus 20.5, I'll take that. Philly at Kansas City. Okay, I'll take it. Philadelphia at Kansas City, both 1-0. Eagles beat the Skins on the road. Chiefs beat the Pats on the road. Chiefs got a couple extra days of rest. Give me the Chiefs, even minus Eric Berry.
Andy Reid's pass against his present.
Ooh, that's right.
I'm going to lean, since it's at KC and they're coming off that New England high, I'm going to stay with them.
Speaking of New England, the Pats are at the Saints. Don't be surprised if either quarterback throws for 400 yards in this game. You thought, I got you. I was going to say Saints.
See it.
Or both quarterbacks throw for 400 yards in this game.
Yeah. But I like New Orleans.
You do?
Over
New England.
No.
Wait, you just had an upset.
No, I just said new.
You can't do that. You teasing the folks.
I had the two news mixed up.
Well, that's old.
New England will win this game 42-12. Isn't Adrian Peterson already
No,
mad?
they're going to score more than 12 points. I'll bet you on camera a sandwich they score more than 12 points.
All right, make it 14, 2 touchdowns.
No, 12.
No.
I'm not giving you 14. There's no sandwich for you. You're out of luck.
I don't need it.
Just like the Colts, you're out of luck. Vikings at the Steelers, both 1-0. And I know you like the Steelers and the Raiders, which doesn't make any sense to me, America. But I'm going to tell you this. If Pittsburgh plays like it did last week, and Minnesota plays like it did last week, Minnesota will win. But this is the NFL, and that doesn't always happen the next week.
Pittsburgh by 6.
I say this, though. Dalvin Cook, running back Vikings, might be your rookie of the year. Watch out for him. If the Vikings win, he will have a big day and a big reason why. Bears at the Bucks. Bucks finally chomping at the bit to play, and the Bears gave you a great effort running the football with Tariq Cohen and almost beating the Falcons last week. This week, Tampa Bay is going to roll. Jameis Winston, you're my fantasy football quarterback this week. Please do something because I can't have another fantasy week like I did last week where I had to barely hang on a win with Eli Manning as my QB. So I got the Bucks beating the Bears in Tampa.
Yeah.
It is in Tampa, right?
Should be. I hope it is.
Yeah. Speaking of Florida, which our hearts go out to everybody out there to deal with the hurricane. That was so serious. And thoughts and prayers with all you out there. Miami Dolphins in L.A. to take on the Chargers. Jay Cutler, his first action after he was being retired for a few months and going to work for Fox, and then said, I'm not going to work for Fox. And now he plays with Phillip Rivers in the Chargers, which older quarterback has a better day. I like the Chargers because of that pass rush with Bosa and Ingram. I think they get after Cutler in this game.
And I think I went with Minnesota by Miami by touchdown.
And you went by Minnesota, you're wrong because they don't play that game.
That's why I say Miami.
Jets at the Raiders. Hey, the Heidi Bowl revisited in Oakland.
Who forgets that one from a long time ago? Long time ago.
This is going to be ugly, folks. And Oakland looked like the team a week ago that we both picked to win the Super Bowl. The Jets look like the team that will not be playing in a Super Bowl, but rather cleaning a different kind of bowl, and it's not super.
No. Raiders by 24, I pick.
That bowl being one you'd find in the bathroom. But Dallas at Denver. People love Dallas in this game. Denver has the better defense, but Dallas has the much superior offense here.
Yes. I go Dallas by 14.
Dallas by single digits. No way it gets that high. We're never going to blow it. Redskins at the Rams. Here's your upset special, America. Everybody on the Rams after week 1, and why not? My fantasy football steal, Cooper Kupp, got off last week. I told you all about Cooper Kupp out of Eastern Washington. His cup runneth over. Not in this game, though. Kirk Cousins and the Redskins, they have a tendency after looking so listless in a game to bounce back, even on the road when you count them out, against a Rams team that's on its way up. Have they taken that next step here? They're still growing.
Right.
Sometimes those young teams can have a little bit of some growing pains. I can see the Redskins pulling off the upset on the road. I really can.
I go Washington this game. I go Washington.
Wait, why did you do that? I was waiting for you to pick the Rams.
Nope, going Washington.
Well, now I want to change my pick because you're going Washington. Anyways,
right.
San Francisco's at Seattle. Both offenses looked miserable. The Niners, do they have any playmakers? The Seahawks, do they have any blockers? The one thing the Seahawks do have is a defense with Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, those guys, and that's the difference in this game at home.
Seattle.
Yeah. You have nothing else to add except Seattle? That's it?
18.
You about that action, huh?
About that action. Seattle by 18.
Well, he's in Oakland now, Marshawn. Green Bay at Atlanta. That is the Sunday night game. You like the Pack.
And you're taking the Falcons, so
Yeah.
there's some intrigue to this. I'm going with the Pack. Well, I'm not a big Pack fan, but I think they're going to do it's an upset because Atlanta picked to win.
Atlanta's a slight favorite at home.
So I'm going with Green Bay in the upset.
Green Bay's defense looked better. Atlanta has Vic Beasley that can get after the quarterback. I tell you what, here's the X factor in this game. Austin Hooper, the tight end, no relation to the Hooper you know.
He's Hooper.
He will be the X factor in the Falcons win, something like 27-24.
I like the score. Flip it.
All right. Detroit Lions at the New York Giants, your Monday night game, Ed. Lions, no Tigers, no Bears. Oh my, Odell Beckham, will he play? And he even plays on my fantasy team. Play, Odell, play.
I think he's out for I thought they heard 3 to 4 weeks.
No, play.
I'm just telling you. I don't see it.
Well, you know, Eli Manning has 4,101 career completions. He needs 23 to surpass Hall of Famer John Elway, and he can't complete 23 passes if Odell doesn't play.
That's right. He's going to need Odell to get some balls for that.
Matthew Stafford will complete a bunch of passes to Golden Tate, who's also on my fantasy team, and Kenny Galladay, who I couldn't have picked out of a convenience store last week if you told me to pick out Kenny Galladay. But he played well against the Cardinals in Week 1, who didn't. And I like the Giants at home with or without Odell. They got to get Brandon Marshall a football because he was catchless until the last few seconds last Sunday night.
Yeah, I go Giants too.
I think the Giants' defense will flex its muscles in this game. Detroit's offense could get a little one-dimensional. Had trouble running the ball against Arizona. So there you have it. That is your college and NFL picks. And we get you ready for Week 2 in the NFL, another week of college football. Listen to us every Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon. High School Sports Talk presented by VirginiaPreps.com on ESPN Radio 94.1. And call in at 757-687-9494. Pick a bone. Don't be alone with the phone. Call in. And
don't call right now. The phone is off.
Yeah, it's off. But give Ed Young a piece of your mind.
If you have any to give.
And he'll give you a piece of something else. Tune in every Saturday. Enjoy your football weekend.